Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I will be reading the February 16th Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version. It's 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments on the message, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. Okay, here we go. The title, Letting Go of Who You Are Not. Paragraph 1. Many times, figuring out who you are not actually helps you figure out who you desire to be. Figuring out which thoughts, words, emotions, and actions do not help you create the life you want helps you achieve a greater self-awareness. When you're tired of supporting who you are not, you become motivated to look for the real you. Now, instead of judging yourself for being who you are not, thank who you are not for helping guide you out and away from the false ego self. Today, retrain your mind to be grateful for everything your journey has taught you about who you no longer desire to be. Those delusional thoughts that you once bought as real, such as judgment, anger, anxiousness, resentment, and hate, are now seen as useful steps on your ladder to awakening. Paragraph 2. Today, let us practice supporting who we are and letting go of who we are not. As God's creations, we are love in physical form. Being forgiving, compassionate, peaceful, and joyful, love's expressions, are all signs of people who are in alignment with who they in truth are. Any thought, word, emotion, or action that is in opposition to love and its expressions reflects who we are not. Let us practice letting go of the false ego self, not through judgment and resentment, but through forgiveness and gratitude. We release with forgiveness and gratitude because we now understand that every single step along our path, being a sacred co-creation with God, serves and will serve a greater good. Understanding this, we now see every step that we or others take as helping us grow, heal, and awaken. All right. Letting go of who we are not. Letting go of who we or you are not. Okay. To let go of who you are not, you first have to remember who you truly are. God is love, God is all, and therefore we must be that love. So we are the physical representations of that energetic expression of love here on earth. That's who we are. Love is her true essence and home. Love is her true nature. Love is where we belong and what we're here to be and share with others. Who we are not is the quote-unquote opposite of that. It's the ego's fear-based mindset. A mindset that believes in using thoughts, words, emotions, actions of judgment, frustration, anger, resentment, hate, guilt, shame, worry, anxiousness. All that we are not. All that is simply programs we have bought into. And so the ego has programmed us to believe in these delusions that the opposite of love could ever be real. But the opposite of love is nothing, because love is all. And so the ego itself is nothing. And so all those tools that the ego uses to chain us to its mindset, none of them are real in reality. But the idea today is not to punish yourself when you find yourself stuck in that mindset, in the ego's mindset. A key idea today is to practice catching yourself when you're being who you are not. Because the more you practice catching yourself when you're being who you are not, the less time you will spend in the ego swampland, in the darkness, in the hatred, in the anger, in the guilt, in the shame. And so the more times we get to practice catching ourselves when we're being who we are not, the less time we spend there. And the more time we spend align with our loving nature. And so let's say somebody is using unloving language and we're starting to judge them or be resentful of them or even hate them. Okay, we're there right now, okay? But today's goal is to practice catching ourselves when we're being who we are not. And so if we're using judgment, condemnation, hatred, resentment, frustration, okay, I'm being who I'm not right now. Let me stop that. Let me stop investing my time, focus and energy in that. Let me stop sacrificing my time, focus and energy to that delusion, to that story, and return to center, return to love, and then offer this expression of love that the moment seems to be calling out for. So if we said before, when the moment seems to calling out for judgment, you offer forgiveness. Or when the moment calls for resentment, you offer compassion, you offer understanding. So we leave that space through forgiveness and gratitude. Forgiveness because we're just seeing something that's not truly there. Yes, we're seeing what appears to be there because we're seeing through the ego's lens. So it's not even the truth in us seeing what's happening. It's the ego who's defining our experience through its past programs. And so catch yourself doing that and remind yourself that that's not what you're here to do. You're here to be the light of the world. But also be appreciative of those individuals who are helping you practice catching yourself being who you're not. Because those individuals, those situations where you find yourself in the ego's swamp, they're just helping you practice letting go of the swamp you no longer want to swim in. And so, thank you. Thank you, person A or B. Thank you, situation A or B. Because you just helped me by me remembering today that this is not who I am, that this is not where I want to be, that there's a better place, a place where I truly belong, at one with the state of peace, at one with love, and then offering love's expressions to my brothers or sisters. And the ego will throw 1,000 stories at you, and but the thing about the ego is that it does that simply to complicate your life, so that you spend time trying to solve those issues, and then when you solve them, another 10 pop up. So you never end. It's a never-ending story. And so end that story today by practicing catching yourself when you're being who you're not, and then you release that mindset through forgiveness by you forgiving your misperception of your brothers, of God's children, and you being grateful for God's children for helping you practice remembering that that's not where you belong. You belong here, at one with your Creator, at one with your all-loving source. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you can be so kind as to like, comment, or share this video, it would help with the listing process, and it might help somebody begin to let go of who they are not and begin to recall who they truly are. And if you made it this far, thank you very much for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.